Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ, and I've got a new video for you today. Now we're looking at terrible shinies. As you see from the title of the video, I'm going to try and fix some shinies that I think are particularly terrible in Pokemon. Because let's just be honest, we all love shinies, we all love seeing them when we get them in the wild, and we love to see them when we hatch them from the eggs. But we all admit that there's some certain Pokemon that just have the shittest shinies you could ever imagine. Case in point, Garchomp, our first subject for this video. I love Garchomp. Garchomp's one of the most defining kind of like Pokemon of Gen 4. When you think of Garchomp, you think of Gen 4, and Gen 4 think of Garchomp. Cynthia's Garchomp is like one of the most notorious boss Pokemon you could ever have, and it's such a shame because Gibble and Gabite actually have kind of sort of almost decent shinies, but then you get to Garchomp and it's just shit. It just looks terrible. It's boring, uninteresting. Not much has changed about it, and it looks like they just didn't put any effort into it. I'd say if you're going to make a shiny, you need to put 100% of effort into it. Put the same effort into it as you when you design the Pokemon. Look at my Pokemon I designed, some of the Megas. I also designed shiny forms for them, and I think they look pretty good. You know, if you're going to make a shiny, at least make it wacky, make it a little bit weird, because it's supposed to be. So I've done 4 variations of Garchomp Shiny here that I think are a massive improvement. So let's look at on the left here is our original Garchomp, which that looks pretty good. It's got like this purple, it's got yellow and red, and it looks really cool. But their shiny is just terrible. Whereas here in this one, I've actually added a little bit of yellow to actual Garchomp's colour, and just by changing the sliders around, really easy stuff. And I have to apologise for these low res kind of like images. I couldn't really find any high res images, so we just have to work with these. But with this first one here, I actually added yellow to the kind of like dull purple, because if you colour pick Garchomp's colour actually on its skin, it's actually quite a dull greyish purple. And if you add just certain hues to it using your kind of knowledge of colour theory and kind of color harmony, you can actually improve shinies quite a lot. So as you can see, the yellow has turned to more of like a muted green, and the red here has actually turned into like a nice browny yellow. Actually, it fits with Garchomp's more sandy kind of like theme, and I think the green is a nice accent color, as the yellow and kind of like almost muted purple now, it's slightly more into the pink here. Rather than purple, and so it brings it up, and it makes it warmer. I haven't done anything to these like white spikes because there's really nothing much to do about them, but I think this is just one possible variation of a much better shiny for Garchomp. I think when you find this if you found this in the wild, I think you'd go, oh, that looks really good. So that one's really good. That's one of my favourite ones I've done. This next one here goes a little bit wild, and I actually changed up this whole kind of like purple skin color gone a bit wild, and I've made it more green and a little bit of blue, changed some hues and saturations here, and you get this really nice almost aquamarine kind of like greeny blue, which looks really cool. I think that'd look really cool in HD. And this yellow has turned to like this nice bright blue that goes well with this yellow. Yellow and blue go very well together on the color spectrum, and I think that really complements it. And especially with this green as well, it really complements it a lot. I kept Garchomp's eye the same kind of yellow, but it matches the chest now, and I think that's it. It's a little bit more harmonious than maybe this one is, and maybe the original. It's really high in contrast, but like I said, if you're going for a shiny, you might as well go all out, and I really like that one. I think that looks really cool. Let me know what you think. Now, to my personal favorite is this Garchomp here. Now, I actually bumped up the muted purple and bumped it up into like a really bright pink, which looks really nice. Like it's vibrant, it's pinky. And obviously, like the normal red on the chest, I've actually changed to like this kind of like nice blue color, and that goes really well with these really more high contrast, more reddish pinkish colors on its head and that down in this section here, and it all like really comes together. It's really harmonious. The shadows are quite a deep purple, and I think that looks really cool. It's got this light pinkish base, there's this kind of like pinkish reddish eye. I mean, it just looks really, really cool. And if you found that in the wild, I think that I go, whoa, that looks really cool. Like I said, if you're changing shinies, you got to change it up. And I think like the contrast between the blue and the pink looks really, really nice. You know, blue and pink always go really well together. And it really didn't take much effort at all. You just have to change some sliders here and there, and just add kind of like what kind of tone you want to go for. Do you want to go for more of a cooler tone, or do you want to go for more of a bright kind of like warm tone? And this gives off really nice kind of like warm pinkish vibes with a little bit of blue in there to break it up. And like I said, it's quite harmonious. So that one's my favorite one. And then the last one here, just kind of like pushed the kind of like purple into more of the blue section, and then added more kind of like greenish blue here on the accents, on the eye, the headpiece, and the chest, and then more of a muted grey kind of like section for this bottom bit here. And I think this one works really, really well. You know, blue and like deep purple work quite well together. It's different enough from the original where you can tell the difference. You know, just these little changes go a long way. You know, Garchomp's such a cool Pokemon, it deserves such a cool shiny, and just spending some time trying different variations and combinations out really makes a difference. I would encourage everybody to at least give this a try, because not only will it help you trying to figure out what colours are actually kind of like harmonious, and you know, what kind of colours work best for the original as well, because you have to think about, well, what are these colours here, right? We've got yellow, blue, and then we've got like muted kind of like greyish purple. What kind of colours are similarly close or could, you know, work well with these, you know, the original? I think that's why this one on the right here, this first one here, works so well, because it's still sort of close to the original, but the colours are just changed around enough, and then you got that like pop of green, kind of like boom, slamming you in the face. And I think that's a really nice pop of colour, and the muted yellow actually goes well with this more kind of like dullish, greyish colour palette, and I think that works really, really well. So let me know how I did. Do you like any of these variations? Do you like the original Garchomp shiny, no matter how shit it is? But I mean, it is just my opinion. You know, you can have your own opinion as well. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, if you like the original shiny, that you're bad for liking it. No, I just wanted to have some fun, and just kind of like was fed up of looking at terrible shinies and thought, well, I'll do the meme. I'll do the fine. I'll do it myself. So that's what I've done for Garchomp. Let me know which one of these is your favourite, or do you think that Garchomp looks best in its original form? You know, let me know. But that's our first subject of this video, Garchomp. Now on to the second one. Okay, on to our second subject here, Tyranita. And again, Tyranita is notorious for having a really bad shiny. If you ever Google Tyranita shiny, it looks terrible. The best way I could describe it is it looks like mushy peas. It's that really awkward, awful, yellowy, greenish colour. It just looks terrible. Like I said again, this is just my opinion. Feel free to disagree, but I think it's probably right there, up there with one of the worst shinies ever. It's just terrible looking. It doesn't go really, really well, and I thought I'll try and improve it. So this first one here, again, just picking some sliders, moving them around, changing some hues, and I found this this variation where it's got this really nice brightish pink for the middle section here, and then it's a really nice bluey green for Tyranita's like main body. I think this looks really, really cool. It's really pleasing to the eye. It's more bluish. It's different from the regular green, and I think this is ultimately the best one that you could probably have. Really didn't take much effort at all. It just looks really, really cool. And then you got this nice, more yellowish-y color for the inside of the mouth, and that helps it stand out from the rest of the kind of like colors here. And you'd think that some of these colors would clash with each other, but actually like green and purple are oddly quite close, that work really, really well with each other. And then obviously this yellow here matches this kind of like here as well. It's all really harmonious, and I think it looks really, really cool. So this is my favorite. It just bumps up to another level of you know, it's really easy just to take something like you know, Tyranita's base and change the hues around, and it looks really, really good. So that's my favorite. This next one here harkens to more of Tyranitar's rocky, sandy theme, because it is rock dark type. And it's got this nice yellowy green section for the middle section, and you get this really cool kind of like brownish, reddish brown, maybe a little bit yellow in there for the main body. And that's quite a nice stark contrast to like the green actually. Green and brown, you know, they look really cool. And I think if you found that as a shiny, I think that would be really, really cool. And then you got this nice kind of like really odd pop of purple here, or pinky purple in the mouth, and that just looks really cool. I wanted to do this one because after messing around for a little while, I thought you've got to have something that harkens to their type. You've got to have something that's different enough, you know. But I really, really like that one. I don't think it's the best one because I think that's that first one. But I still think it's a really nice option to even have. Just having something different, you know, rather than that awful like mushy pea green. So coming down here, we've got this one here. This is a little bit more blue in the main body, and come down to this more browny red, which looks actually quite nice like that. I like that colour. This purpley blue, I don't think it fits the best, but I do like it. You know, if you found that as a shiny, it would look really cool. I think these colours would work for Larvitar as well. And maybe Pupitar could have a completely different, you know, shiny as well, and then come back to this really nice purpley bluish color. I think it's more on the kind of like brighter blue side, with a little bit more of white and a little bit more like light blue in there, rather than dark blue. And I think the black really stands out. Like these black sections here really stand out on it as well. So that's really cool, getting some nice contrast, and then kind of coming all the way up to the mouth, and there's neon green here that looks really, really cool, because after all, Tyranitar looks like Godzilla, so I think that's really cool. Plus, I think Godzilla's kind of like bluish, like darkish, blackish bluish, so I think that looks really cool. Moving on to this section here. This one, not much of a difference, I will admit. It's a little bit more desaturated. And obviously you got like this cool kind of like nice standout purple middle section, which I think looks really, really cool. Yeah, not much to say about this one. It's just kind of like a little bit more muted. You probably wouldn't want that one, but I thought, you know, sometimes some shinies are subtle, but not to the point of where you can't even see the difference between them. So maybe that one wasn't so good, but it was still an option. And then finally, we get this one that admittedly doesn't look really that good, but I basically just swapped the colours around. You know, have it instead of the blue section for the body there, put it on the main body, and then for the green I just put it on the middle section. And you know, if you cleaned this up and redid it, I think it would look actually pretty good. Maybe sometimes all you need is just a quick colour swap of the main colours, and I think it would make for a really cool shiny. You know, there's all sorts of like really weird and wacky shinies, and I think just like again with a little bit of effort, you could make Tyranitar shiny look really, really good. Nobody wants to look at colours that are like that make you go, you know, that make you look, that make you make those sounds, you know. And I think like again, Tyranitar's such a cool Pokemon. I mean, it's one of the best Sansetters in VGC. And it, you know, it deserves a little bit more love for its shiny. But let me know which one of these is your favourite. I did 5 variations here. I could probably do without the muted one actually. But you know, you've got to, as a designer, you've got to explore a load of different options. And even though it's only slightly muted, you know, I still think it works, you know, really well depending on what kind of contrast you have, whether it's lighter or duller. You know, it can make a world of a difference. But my favourite is obviously this neon greenish, like bluey greenish Tyranitar. It just fits so well. It's a crime that it ain't its final, it's shiny. But let me know about these ones. Do you like any of these ones that your favourite? You know, any ones here, or do you prefer the original or shiny, or do you prefer the original Tyranita? Let me know. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing these. Just, you know, a little bit less stressful, a little bit more, just a little bit of fun. and you know, like doing it myself and seeing if I can improve them. For all of these like variations and combinations, I didn't look at anybody else's alterations to shinies because I know a lot of other people have sort of the same idea of changing shinies because they're also upset about how kind of crap some of the shinies are. So I didn't look up anybody else's, and these are just all my own, you know, ideas that I thought would look really, really good. But yeah, so let's move on to our final subject for this video, our final shiny. Okay, and our final Pokemon here is the legendary Groudon. Now, I love Groudon. Groudon's a really cool Pokemon. And obviously, if it's a legendary, it's got to have a really cool shiny, right? I mean, to some people it might look really cool, but me personally, I think it looks like ass. It looks terrible. It's like this really sickly, greenish, yellowish brown, and I just don't think that works really well for Groudon at all. I think it looks terrible. Get rid of it. So I made my alterations here. Now I've done a little bit less than the other ones, but I just thought these ones were so cool that I don't think it needed any more alterations. So I love Groudon's original red. That's completely fine. But here on the right here, we've got like a really bright pink. Now I know Kyogre's shiny is pink, but honestly, I'm really sick of water types being goddamn pink. Not every single fucking water type needs to be pink. You know, it's just really aggravating seeing that some of maybe your favorite Pokemon is like a water type and it just ends up being pink. It's just really annoying. So I know, like I said, I hate pink shinies just now. But I mean, this is a little bit more purpley pink, and I think it works much better as a shiny. You know, it's closer to red, so it works a little bit better. It's a little bit more harmonious. The black really stands out, and you know, between the pink, and it actually works well with Groudon's eye here as well. It's in that kind of like reddish orange area, and his like main soft body section here has a little bit of a purpley tinge to it, and I think that looks really, really cool, really bright, really contrasty. And that's what you want in your shinies. Below here, I've changed it up. Instead of red, just go classic, go blue. Blue and purple. And that just looks absolutely bomb. Like, I think that looks really, really, really good. It's punchy, it's in your face, it works really well together. Blue and purple, like I said before, absolutely bomb colors that work well with each other. You know, the eyes change to this really kind of cool purple that stands out from the blue. I just love how like deep these colors are. You know, Groudon deserves a really good shiny, and I think that one works really, really well. Now on to my personal favorite. This one here, this kind of like a grungy, brownishy, almost metallic-y, kind of like greenish brown that looks really cool. It's got this really cool silver eye here. You know, this green really stands out. You know, green and red are opposite colors on the color spectrum, the color wheel. And I think it's only a natural kind of like look for a shiny, and it's really kind of like brown, reddish brownish color here for its underbelly. Works really well for Groudon's actual ground typing, and the kind of like whitish, dullish white spikes here look really, really well, and works really well with the actual like dullish grayish green here. I just think this one looks like the best out of all of them, and I think it would be a better shiny for Groudon. So these are all my alterations to shinies. I really hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below which one was your favourite. Do you like the originals or my alterations? So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.